Think I'm live now. Yeah, I can see myself. Great. So hope you're doing well. It's almost like it's end of the week now. Most of you might be already on bed or maybe ending your day. So I just wanted to restart the stream. I know I ended at last time I had to like go on vacation, so I had to finish the stream. Now I'm back, so took my time to recover, and now I was wondering like what should I do? And just today's stream is mostly about like community building. This is something which I've been doing since few years now. I started becoming or I became part of the community like 5 years, 6 years back. It's 2025, right? 2020. So 2019. That's when I started contributing to Angular. Um, and that was my like first introduction into the community. So I opened a PR for Angular, not Angular basically, but for NGRX. I created a PR and then ended up eventually doing some PRs for NGRX, then Angular, and then started writing blog posts. I actually also did a meetup for some time in Pune, but that was very short because COVID happened, right? So I had to stop, and then everything became virtual. But meanwhile, I got the chance to become part of one of the programs called GD programs, Google Developer Experts. And that's an amazing community. There are so many amazing Angular developers I got to interact with over the years. Met a lot of them uh, after moving to Europe. So even spoke with conferences where we were co-speaker. I mean, I was co-speaker with some of my you can say the inspirations, right, of contributing to the community. I mean, Manfred, Mishko. I actually met the creator of AngularJS as well back in 2022, and then I actually met him at multiple conferences. I think becoming part of this community helped me a lot, and then GitHub Stars, which is again an amazing community. There are so many amazing stars. You can go to stars.github.com. You'll find like profiles of all the stars who are there. So yeah, you can also nominate. So in case you want to nominate somebody from your country or someone who you think should be here, you can just go ahead and nominate. Yeah, you see, let's see, from India, right, there are almost six uh, GitHub stars right now, and they're here because they're doing the great work, right, contributing to the community in some ways. I know Bodhish. I met him last year at GitHub Universe. I just had a chat with people a few days back. We were just talking about like the community building stuff, what he has been doing. Never met Vineet in person, but I know we have spoken a lot. I still have his number, and we whenever we get time, like we chat. I never met Hitesh, Abhishek, and Swaminathan. Maybe let's say if they can make it to the universe this year, maybe I'll get the chance to meet them. But yeah, you can read more about the programs, what program this is, and you can also nominate someone or like um, ask someone to nominate you. That's also possible because it's based on the nomination. So you have to like nominate. You can nominate three people. So if I go to the nominate section, I can also submit nomination for three people, and they can be part of the community as well. So sometime I speak to some of my friends, and we also talk about like what is the perk of being in the community, right? And why should you invest your time? Because remember, You are not getting paid for this. When I started contributing to Angular, of course, I was not getting paid. I was doing it because I was passionate about it, and it's an investment, I think, which you make, I think, for your career. So it's not something which is not useful. Hey Ravi, hey Pradyum, doing good. Say Swapnil. Uh, yeah, just so Swapnil, I'm just talking about the community building stuff as I mentioned. So yeah, I mean, so becoming part of the community is just like, you know, investing some time out of your regular work for your career. I know Pradyuman has been doing uh, this for a long time now. We connected on Twitter, which is now called X, long time back. And he knows, like, I think he is one of the examples. You can see like how it helped him into the career. There are so many examples. So once you put this effort and time, of course, it pays back when you're probably looking for a new job or you want to maybe get some perk. It helps a lot. So go ahead and check these programs. I mean, Microsoft MVP is one of the programs. You can always reach out in case you want to become part of any of the programs, or you want to explore any programs like GD, GitHub Stars, or Microsoft MVP, and we can talk about it. Of course, I mean, you can message me wherever you are, or wherever we are connected. In case LinkedIn, X, or even if you have my email ID. So yeah, feel free to DM or Blue Sky. We can of course connect and talk about it and see like how you can become part of these programs, or how you can start contributing to community. I recently had few chats with some of the friends from LinkedIn as well who wanted to explore like how they can start contributing to the community, because it's I think it's not that easy, like right. Especially it differs. It is also based on where you are right now. Because when I started, here's Sashi. So when I started, like in back in 2019, there was like limited information available, like how someone can become part of the community, how can someone contribute to open source, and the whole idea like behind doing this. I've been doing this for some time now. I have also nominated some of the GDE. I have also nominated some of the Microsoft MVPs. Sashi is one of them who recently became a Microsoft MVP. We worked together, so of course I knew him for a long time, and then I just posted about it, like someone interested, and he reached out. He wanted to apply, and then we worked together, and he's a Microsoft MVP now. And it's always pleasure to work with someone who is already contributing to the community and want to explore like what is the next step, because there are so many amazing developers who just get lost there, that okay, they want to become part of some community but don't know how. They're probably not getting enough help. So the whole idea, like that's why I started doing it. Started with JD programs. I started like nominating people from the community I know, and then when I became part of MVPs, like I said, okay, let's do that as well. Even Stars program, it's like of course I can go ahead and nominate some people, but you know, for Stars program, it's different. It's like you need so many. You need to be like, of course, nominated by many more people. So only my nomination will not make any difference. But yeah, Microsoft MVP and GD at least. I have some ideas like how you can probably become part of the program, or maybe how you can get shortlisted, like what are the things you need to do. And yeah, so as Pradyum mentioned, Pradyum is one of the Docker captains, so he also wants to become a star, so which is nice. And yeah, I hope so, Pradyum. So all the best. Hope you become part of the stars program as well. So what else this week, right? So I was also exploring some toolings around, and because I want to like go ahead and start one of my projects. many side projects, right? So I think we all have some side projects which is lying somewhere, and we want to do it someday when we have time. And I was also watching an interesting series. I'm not sure, like you have seen it or not, but I will totally recommend it in case you love this thriller or something which keeps you like very maybe I should not say this, but maybe something which is like very addicted or addictive. So I was watching The Blacklist on Netflix. It's an series about like how an international not terrorist, but yeah, international criminal who is in FBI most wanted list helps the FBI, and it was so amazing. I just got hooked up. Like I was watching it for like crazy for 2 weeks, and then I was like, okay, let's stop this because it's just becoming too much. I mean, I'm not able to do anything else. There are a few things like that which happens in your time at some point of time where you just get addicted to something which is probably not very productive, I would say. So that's what I was doing. I still like trying to like catch some episode whenever possible, and I I'm planning to stop watching it because it's just like so sometimes it also scares you that okay, is it possible that such things can happen? And it's crazy. So yeah, but apart from that, I was as I said, like I was exploring some technologies which and see like if they can help me in one of my projects, or I can maybe create more contents around it, right? And maybe you can if you are interested. So one of them was actually web fragments. I'm not sure. Yeah, web series are like tracks. This is why I don't like. I wish I could say no, but yeah, I mean, I generally it's okay. Let's. So one of the technologies which actually I was talking about or exploring, I wanted to do this for a long time. Web fragments. Maybe I was just busy with doing some other work which kept me busy for a long time. Uh, Web fragments is something which I had a chat with Igor in back in 2024. It was the initial idea, like when we were talking about it. I think it has improved a lot. There are some documentations available, but to give you idea like what fragments are, uh, this module federation. So module federation or micro frontends. So it's solving that issue with a different approach. And there is an example. So of course you can go to the documentation, the fragments.dev, and you can see read the documentation. And there are some examples which are already available. There are examples where uh, Natalia actually wrote how you can load Angular, React, old React, or yeah, Vue, multiple technologies stack, right? Uh, no, Pradyuman, it's Igor Minor, who was actually Angular team lead previously. So yeah, yes, he has this last commit, uh, and now he works for. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it just does this. But yeah, Igor, you can see his profile. So Igor, he used to work as a tech lead or team lead in Angular team before. Now he works for Cloudflare, and it was his idea. So he came up with this web fragment stuff, and you can go through the documentation. It's we really liked it. I mean, we want to explore this and see how it works. Probably create more contents around it. This is a different take on resolving the micro frontends issue, which is like there are so many different tools. Of course, Webpack does this, and then there is a native module federation SDKs which are available. Then there is a native federation. There is RS Pack, and now Web Fragments is trying to do it in another way. And I just raised a small PR as well because I came across there is some typo, right? This is how it starts. This is how the open source contribution journey starts. Whenever I see this, hey, package main, I hope that's not your name. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, I mean, talking about open source contribution, right? So of course, when I was starting my contribution journey, and I was like so confused how to do it because for such cases, small fixes, right? This is very small issue. I mean, I went through the doc and I saw that okay, there is a URL which is not working. Sometimes I think like, wow, this how difficult this was in 2019. So in 2019, I have to actually just go ahead and clone the entire repo, like fork it, clone it, then probably run it on my machine, make the change, and then commit. This used to take so much time, and now I found this typo. I found okay, this URL is incorrect. It is going to a page which does not exist basically. So if I go back here, so the fragment, yep, it's not reachable, and I was confused. Like sometimes this small typos goes unnoticed. I was like, why it's not working? I just have this tab open in another page, and sorry, I have this page available in the tab, and I was like, oh, there's an S. Web fragments. This is not web fragment. And then now, thanks to like the enhancements over the year, right? That this is so easy. I can just go ahead and I just went there, clicked on this button, edit file, which created a fork. Then I ended up editing this page, and now I'm here. So because I just also wanted to make one more change. For example, in this pull request, of course, I added here I added web fragments dev, but I forgot to change this. This is also web fragments, not web fragment. And now, thanks to code spaces, this is code spaces is again something which is available, I think, almost for every user till uh, some limit, right? It's not like fully free. Of course, it's a paid thing after you uh, finish your limit, and you can just go ahead and run the entire base code in your browser, where you can also run commands. I can just go ahead and say, okay, npm install, and it will install npm here, and then I can run whatever command I like. So let's go ahead and fix that, and I can say, okay, oh, this was supposed to be web fragments, and then I can just say commit docs. Somehow, okay, I don't want to commit package log file, so I'll just make sure I just commit this file. Yes, and I can sync my changes, and yep, this is how easy it is nowadays to raise a PR. Now, even like just think about in such case, I don't have to even clone everything on my local machine. I can just do it on uh, your code spaces. I can run everything and then commit my changes back. So yeah, thanks to like all these efforts from GitHub, that contributing to open source has become so much easier over the years. And yeah, go ahead and explore web fragments. I'm planning to actually do some demos, POCs around web fragments. This is the documentation you can read. And there's an architecture diagram which is available here. So you can see the idea behind the web fragments, right? So there's one thing which when we were exploring, it needs a gateway which needs to be on the server side, which is mentioned in the doc as well. So if you go back to getting started, you will find, okay, at one step, you have to actually register your gateway. This is, so this requires little bit knowledge of backend, not knowledge, but yeah, this requires little bit configuration on your server side as well. But I really liked it. I mean, we saw the demo, not the demo, but yeah, we also had a chat with Igor and um, Natalia, who is also the contributor to this project. So, and we went, like, they gave us some of the examples how it is being used in production as well. So it is nice. I mean, solves so much pain point, I would say, when working with fragments. I'll for sure try to write about it, because that's what I want to do now next. Explore more, go in detail. There's an example, this repository, Web Fragments migration demo, where Natalia actually created this repository where there are multiple apps. You see, there's an Angular app, there's an Next.js app, there's a React app, and how we can use it or load it inside the Web Fragments. So go ahead and check this out. Really like this one. And apart from this, I was also looking at another library, or you can say a framework or ecosystem, uh, whatever we call it as, because I've heard a lot about effects, and this is a new way to write the production grade TypeScript. And I was, of course, really confused, like what we are doing here, because I was seeing the syntax and I was like, oh, wow, this is like totally different way to actually write program or to write even TypeScript code. Uh, I, so to start with, I couldn't get anything like what is the use case, where I'll be using it. But yeah, I think this is a good thing, right? I mean, once I don't understand anything, I would love to go ahead and see more in detail, like what it really does. And this is an open source. So it's not like I have to like go vendor lock-in or something. So I can use it for free. There's a Discord server. And yeah, the GitHub repository is available here. Anyone can use it, yeah, for free. But I think Effect it's a company. It's a company which builds product based on Effect, what the library which they wrote. So nice. And what else? And I was also looking at some of I can show you some of the GitHub features which I really liked. And probably I'll be using it more when I start working on my side projects. And one of them is this one. There's this. Yeah, file. No, so issues. You can actually create or now write issues using Copilot. So you can say, okay, let's go ahead and use Copilot, and I can say, okay, create an issue in devs who run, devs who move to maybe create a form. I can choose the model which I want to use, right? So there are so many GPT-5. This is preview. Let's use GPT-5. I haven't heard like a lot of good things about GPT-5. I'm not sure like what's your experience with GPT-5. But for programming, and I've been using Cloud Sonnet 4, and it's really amazing. And there are some powerful knowledge, powerful what you can say models available. So I can use Gemini 2.5 Pro, and I also have access to Cloud Sonnet Thinking. I don't know how I have access to this because my GitHub Copilot account is linked to my company account. But anyways, so let's see, create a form to add a new event. uh, New event can be running. I can do we currently call it as tracking? So she says GPT-5 was good for some cases. It has alienated me. Oh, is it? I never tried it. No. I don't know if it's and create an issue with subtasks. Let's see what it does because this is really nice in case you want to break your feature and you're really not sure. You can actually ask ChatGPT to do it, so it can create an issue and then it can also create sub issues for it. I think it's available with tools like Jira as well, and I'm using it because we use Jira at our work. So I started using it. It's really nice. I can just create a task, give all the information, and then say, okay, create subtask for me. Generally, this is where I lack uh, the idea, like how I can break my tasks, and then you can revisit, right? It's not like you have to agree with whatever the AI says, because AI can be wrong, of course. Use open code plus Copilot. Oh, nice. Open code. What is this? Oh, what is- I have named this. Open code. Open code. Oh, it's already archived. So what's going on here? Project has moved. Okay, continue under the name Crush. So it's not maintained. So this is another editor. This is what I see. So okay, yeah. So many editors coming up now thanks to AI. Everyone wants to jump on this ship, right? So everyone wants to make a next level editor, I would say. Okay, so let's see what it is doing. So I have drafted a parent issue with two sub-issues. Please review and confirm they align with your goals. To fill them out, please share desired UI changes, acceptance criteria, documentation scope, priority. Oh my God, it just made me a project manager. I mean, yeah, so package mean, yeah, so that's the thing, right? So they moved open code to Crush. So I'm just wondering. So update the UI highlighting sponsorship screens. Oh wow, totally screwed up because oh, I'm in the wrong repository. How? I thought like I think I was creating it here, right? So devs move. Yes, that's what I see. You see, so open code. You say the project has continued under the name Crush. So yeah, package main. He says no, it's not. But that's the thing. So they archived this repository last month. So it's exactly been a month now. They deprecated this, and now the same project is under the name Crush. So they moved the project. Oh, is it? I thought the open code. This is what you mentioned. Oh, somehow the links cannot be shared here. I have no idea like why YouTube removes it. Maybe there is some security in place, but okay, maybe this is the first link came, so I thought like this is open code, which you mentioned about. But yeah, I'm not able to see the link here because YouTube restricts the links, right? Sharing it in this chat. Maybe I'll check it. Open code from SST. Oh, interesting. Oh, so many open code. Come on. Everyone is using the open code name. Or maybe there is some conflict between both the developers and they decide to go separate ways and create something. Nice. The AI coding agent built for the terminal. Oh, so something like this, what does, right? They also have their coding agent for AI. Sorry, coding agent for terminals or Gemini, Gemini CLI as well. Open code in VS Code, open code in GitHub. Nice. So it looks like really lightweight like agent for to me. Nice. Let me give star to this. Okay. Uh, to create a new UI to add events and create an issue with sub issues. Let's see. I don't know how my project got changed earlier because I was trying to create it in another repository. And yeah, so another tool which I was exploring is, GitHub Spark. I'm not sure like how many people have used it, but it is available publicly now. Let's see. So GitHub Spark right now. Let's see. Yeah. So you can. I think there are few examples like Bolt, which can also do this, and uh, Spark is something which is created by GitHub, and you can also create the entire application. So it creates an application with React and TypeScript for prototyping the ideas and build tools and many more. For example, like I can say, okay, this is my idea, and I can let's see if I can create a small prototype. Create a website for developers who are interested in learning. The site will be called who and okay, let's see if it can create some prototype to me because I have like very basic idea. I don't have like enough idea in mind for now. Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. So some seems like some issue here because it keeps falling back to this repository where I said but when I started this, actually I was in different repository, create an issue for devs a move. I don't know why. What's happening here? So implement a new feature for sponsorship tracking. I don't know why. I mean, it's just using different repository when I try to create this. Okay, maybe I'll just report it to GitHub and see like what's going on, what's happening here. Review and create. Maybe I can just say, okay. Yes. Yeah. So Spark, right? So you can actually just give it a prompt and it will create the entire website for you. If you have already tried Bolt, this is something which is very close to being in GitHub, and then you can also like just stay in the GitHub and create it. And on okay, so this is using my browser run. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. This URL thing. There are two features. Spark is, I think, public preview, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. There is GitHub Spark. Yeah, GitHub Spark. Actually, in one place. So it's included with Copilot Pro. If you have access to Copilot Pro, and then it's 39 USD per month or 390 per year. Okay, so it's in public preview. So, but you need to be, I think, in the wet list. Yeah. Introducing GitHub Spark. It's an NL-based editor managing runtime environment. Oh, so it's see, it already started creating something. Nice. And I can also share it with others. Um, I remember I can just also deploy it if ever I want. I think I created one. Oh, nice. This is the log run. Okay, nice. I can good for prototyping. You know, you can just start with this and then see like what you want to build. And this is probably the login. And you get access to the code, right? So you have the entire TypeScript, sorry, React code available here. The only thing is, of course, it's only React. So React plus TypeScript. So go ahead and give it a try. And see what you can build using Spark. I think I created one more thing last month and I was giving it a try. Eisenhower priority matrix. So this is just to log your task, right? So what different tasks you're doing and then how important they are, and then you can put them into different uh, categories if they are urgent, not urgent, and then you can prioritize your day. So this is a nice metrics in case you want to read more about it. There is a book available. It's this one, the decision. Let's see, yeah, the decision book. It's a nice one. You have different frameworks which you can use. So just, hmm, then I can mark it as completed or to ignore version. It gives you okay. So it also gives you versions in case you made some changes which are not committed yet. Okay, so this is another tool which I was trying over this week, and I want to explore more, like what I can do with Spark. Maybe create some prototype, use it in my project. So this is, and then the side project, right, which I wanted to work on, or maybe we can talk about one last tool, which is really nice. I really like this. It's called Tutorial Kit. I'm not sure like if anyone has used it or actually used this before. It's an open source library, or you can say kind of meta framework. You know Astro, right? So in case you have used Astro, it's very similar. So you can use tutorialkit.dev to create your own tutorials, and I can show you like what it is. So one of the common thing which we do whenever you are creating a tutorial is uh, you need to run some commands, right? So if you're writing a blog post where you want your readers to actually run some commands, what we generally do, we just write like in Markdown, you just say, okay, go ahead and run this command, and we expect our readers to actually go back to their terminal, run this command, and see like what happens. With Tutorial Kit, you can actually give them the same environment which you see inside Stackblitz plus your content. So it's like web container which is running inside your own website, and they can like keep reading your content, and they can also run the commands in the terminal to see what's going on. So if you're creating a hands-on tutorial, or let's say hands-on onboarding document for your company, it's an amazing tool. So I'm exploring it more to see like where I can fit it in the content which I create, and even at work, right? So where we have some of the onboarding uh, content to be created for like new developers. So really nice. I think I created not created, but I just took a demo from its Stackblitz. I think let's see tutorial kit example, and let me share my screen. Just the chat, and this is the npm start because I need to install as well. Yeah. And now, of course, I can just go back to this URL and see, I can like have my article here, and then the files which I need to open in all the code here, and I can run the command as well here. So let's say I want to run test npm run test, and it will run the test, and it will say, okay, this test has passed. So go ahead, give it a try. I had a chat with someone from Tutorial Kit last year because I wanted to use it, but when I saw it on Twitter or X, whatever. And then I reached out to the team to see like if I can use it for some of the Angular content which I create. And really nice. I liked it. I want to explore more and see like if I can use it inside my own blog, right? So I sometime whenever I get time, I'll try it on santoshadav.dev. So and then there is a courses section. So maybe I can just integrate the tutorial kit because it's an Astro website. So if you see the documentation, it will tell you, okay, you have to install Astro, or whenever you run npm create tutorial, it just creates an Astro website and adds web container to it. And as it supports like as web containers are not, I don't think so. It is supported on the static websites. So they have some deployment option. Of course, you can deploy it on Cloudflare, Netlify, or Vercel. And my website is currently on Netlify. So it will be easy. Like I don't have to do anything. I can just make it work as it is. So let's see. Interesting technology web containers already is. So I can just use it and maybe make some useful tutorials using this. And let me stop this server. So yeah, this is the last tool which I was exploring this week. So go ahead and try them out and see like if you can contribute or maybe use them to make something useful for uh, your team or maybe your followers or your community. Yeah, about my side project, right? So I want to go back and actually work on my some of my side projects. One of them is, of course, the devs who run, which I was doing with Sashi, but we both got busy. You know, life happens, and then we didn't got the time to do this. But we want to go back and make it work, do something on this because there's a website which exists as of today, devswho.dev. We have a Discord server you can join, share like what you like about learning, or if you are sorry, or if you are interested in like running and share if you're doing some maybe marathons and anything. I have a half marathon coming up next week, so I'm doing a half marathon on 7th, which is next Sunday. So let's see. Hope I can do it because last half half marathon I did was in July, and I was able to do it within 2 hours 9 minutes actually. So I'm not expecting to match that time. To be frank, I mean I'm not in that shape right now. Summer vacations happened, so uh, I lost like a little bit of touch running. But yeah, we want to actually make some good progress here. We have this application actually contains front end and back end both, which is back end is Nest.js and front end is using Angular. So let's see if we can do this. And continuing with uh, the last thing which we are doing as part of the community building exercise which we have, right? So I'm also part of like co-founder of a community called This Is Learning. This Is Learning is a community where like we do some stuff. We have our free open source content, and then there is an organization which is available on dev.to. So if you are interested in writing for This Is Learning, or maybe if you're Angular developer, because me and my co-founder, we both were Angular developer. So we started also something called this is Angular. So if you are interested, you want to become part of this community, it's been 5 years we are doing this, and just ping me, send me a message, and then probably I can we can onboard you. We can add you to the community. You can start posting your contents on This is Learning and This is Angular. We also do podcast. So as part of the initiative from This is Learning, so it's called This is Tech Talks, and we already have one talk about LCP Web Vitals API actually last time, which was last month, and we recorded one more which should be available next month, because podcasts generally we record, then edit, and then publish. And we are just right now on YouTube, but we want to expand. We want to see, like, if we can post on other platforms as well, Spotify, and maybe other podcast channels. So if you're interested, and let's say if you have something to talk about, you want to become a guest, just feel free to message me, and we can probably have you as a guest, and yeah, we can have some discussion around some interesting topic. So maybe just keep and watch on this channel and see if there's anything new or interesting, or there's any content which is interesting to you. And that's it for the day. Just don't want to dive into the code today. Probably I'll start from Monday, where I can talk more about code, build something on the stream. And yeah, meanwhile, thanks again for joining. Thanks again for nice discussion, package main. I still don't agree that your name is package main. And Pradyum, nice seeing you again. Sashi, I'll probably see you next week, and maybe we can build something nice together. I will also give the thought like what I want to build, and try to make it interesting. So right, live coding is always fun, a challenge as well. This is how you learn and see like what is your knowledge level. Sometimes you really suck, and yeah, it's absolutely fine, right? But you go through the challenges, which is generally you don't when you're writing code in isolation. So yeah, have a great weekend, and thanks again for joining. So see you next week. Bye bye.